We now know what the X in Siege X stands for, and apparently it's exploits. Anyway guys, it's COREROSS and welcome to 6 News. And it seems Rainbow Six Siege just cannot get a break. Last week they were in the news because of the nerf to the free currency. They had to do a whole interview and try and kind of pull back on that. And people are still not particularly happy with the results. And then we have now a just list of exploits in the game. So these are the ones that are currently in that we know of. There's the Castle exploit. There's the Outback exploit. There's an Emerald Plains exploit. There's an Azami exploit. And there was a bug fixing patch this week. And one of the changes in that was fixing the Outback map exploit. But since then, they've disabled Castle and he's now not playable in Ranked, Unranked, and Siege Cup. And they will restore access to him once they fix him, which probably will be at least 2 weeks away. And we do have other issues, which is cheating. There's a lot of cheating on all the platforms right now, I think more than usual. And I would not be surprised if this is due to going free to play potentially, but it's just another thing where like every presentation they have, you never reveal, they're like, oh, here's the cheating numbers, they're down. And it's like, I don't quite believe that. And then we get moments like this where cheating is kind of back out of control again. But the main focus in this video is the exploits and the health of Rainbow Six Siege, because I think this shows that we still have the major issue, which is that Siege is still a very buggy game. Even when a season launches and you've of course got a test server leading up to it to try and find as many issues as you can before it launches, it is still in a bit of a sorry state at times. And I've also talked about my way of playing Siege is that I don't play ranked at the start of the season. I wait usually for 2 patches into the new season to remove as many bugs as possible before I actually start to play ranked. So I haven't touched ranked yet at all. And I was thinking of playing some more this weekend, but I'm also considering just waiting until there's another patch. At this point, it might be the mid-season patch before I actually start playing ranked. And that's a behavior that I've learnt from the game. The game has taught me to work that way, to think that way, to stay away from it while it's at the season launch and then jump in later, which is of course not a good, healthy thing for the game because I would rather be jumping in more regularly and having fun, whereas I stay away because I know I'm not going to have fun at the start. And I certainly don't want to get to the point where I actually stay away until the mid-season comes out because that's a month and a half. So I'm kind of hoping that Siege X's launch that we've just had is buggier than what the future ones will be, and maybe this is just everything being pushed out at the same time, and then hopefully the next season will be a little bit better. But I've said that, of course, in the past as well. And that's also the thing about Siege X. It's a big update compared to what we've got in the last couple of years, but it's still the same game engine. It's still effectively the same game, just had an overhaul in a lot of areas, but the foundation parts are still rickety, I think. And it seems to show quite a lot when these kind of issues happen. It's also very slow for them to react. Like, obviously, they can disable operators like Castle, they can disable maps like Outback, but it takes them a long time once those issues have been brought into the light to actually disable them. Now, you'd think, that it must just be ones and zeros, something you can just switch off, but obviously there's more to it that takes time to get to even just a disable of Castle out there. And of course, I'd love to be a lot happier and a lot more positive about Siege X and going on about how this is a great foundation for the future, but it kind of feels like the foundations are still very rickety. And for the moment, I'm definitely in a rather negative place with Rainbow Six Siege. I've played the dual front game mode as my first kind of experience with Siege X. I've obviously jumped in with Showdown as well each week and got my challenges done, but that's it so far, right? I haven't touched rank. Now I will jump in and get my rank, but I'm definitely not in a hurry. And I play tons of other games, but definitely my playtime in Siege is going to be very low this season for sure. And that's not exactly unusual. Sometimes I just take a time away from Siege and I play lots of other stuff, and then I come back to Siege later because, it's quite a good thing to go away and come back. But this is kind of a forced vacation from Siege. I'd rather be playing away at it right now and having a load of fun, and I just can't. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of Siege exploits, and I'll catch you next time.